Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the October 2018 Wallingford Board of Education meeting. I'd ask you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Lavelle, could I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Castelli?
Here.
Mrs. Corso?
Here.
Ms. Levesque?
Here.
Mrs. McKay?
Here.
Mrs. Purcell?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds?
Here.
Mrs. Raccio? Mr. Ross?
Here.
Mr. Votto?
Here.
8 members present and voting.
Thank you. Student board reps, we'll start with Lyman Hall. Audrey, we're messing with you for microphones. We only have one microphone over here. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Welcome.
Over the past month, Lyman Hall has been very busy. At last Friday's football game against Bassick, Lyman Hall won 41-6. On October 19th, the girls' volleyball team won against Daniel Han High School 3-0. On October 20th, our boys' soccer team won 1-0 against Ferran. Our girls' swimming and diving team had a victory of 95-74 at their last meet against Haddam Killingworth. And our girls' swimming and diving team have also been participating in Swim for a Cure in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Our girls have been training for Powder Puff in anticipation of the upcoming game, and our boys have been practicing their cheerleading routines. Our marching band has continued their undefeated season as they recently won their last competition at Southington. They held the top spot in the nation for A-class for 1 week and are currently in the top 3. They are heading to nationals on November 3rd, where they will compete against bands from all over the Northeast. And they also recently had their home competition where a choir from Kampala, Uganda performed and more than 2,000 people came to this event. The choir from Uganda has also been doing a music exchange with our choir program at Lyman. And the string ensemble has been having a new string consultant, and they have been working in preparation for our upcoming holiday concert. This week, our FFA students head to Indiana to compete in a national competition representing Lyman Hall. Our school store, Packies, has recently had their Breast Cancer Awareness Week, where if students wore pink in honor of breast cancer awareness, they could win prizes, and they have also been using their mobile shop at our football games. This week, juniors and seniors will be taking a trip to the University of New Haven, and we'll be checking it out and learning more about the admissions process. Our school has also recently participated in the 24-hour film festival held at the Hubcap. We will have more college representative visits coming to our next office hours on the 31st. And our library has also recently opened up a makerspace for students to use, and our culinary program, capstone program, and ELL program have been using it for a variety of projects. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Audrey. Good to see you. From Marty Sheehan, we have Marissa. Is Marissa with us? I didn't think I saw. Okay. So item 5 is presentation and awards. I'm going to belly flip just a little bit and move 5.3 up for the presentation update on the Wallingford 350th Jubilee Committee. So Bob Devaney and Christine Mansfield are here. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. And let's hear what's going on with 350 Committee.
Dr. Mansfield, members of the board, thank you so much for allowing us to be here tonight to give you a quick update on what's going to happen in a couple of years here in Wallingford. So welcome to the 350th Jubilee launch, and the organization of planning committees and events is underway. 1 or 2 events each year leading up to the Jubilee, a week-long celebration from June 20th to June 27th, 2020, and so nice about that, Dr. Menzo has working with the weather people to make sure that we have an early release that year for everyone to enjoy this. The ideation and participation is welcome from every citizen, every group in Wallingford to honor the history, celebrate the legacy, and the record for our future. Okay, so the schedule of events. This is going to be a really amazing week. June 20th on Saturday will be our Jubilee Parade. On Monday will be a History and Diversity Day with the play night. Excuse me, I just missed but Sunday June 21st will be the religious day and the beginning and the opening night of our play. Tuesday on June 23rd will be Women's Day with Jubilee Play closing night. June 24th, Wednesday, Business and Industry and Agricultural Day. Some of this is mirroring 1970 and 1995, and Thursday rings in with Senior Day and Bargain Day. On June 26th, Friday, we're coming to the end of the week. There's going to be the Youth Day, a huge block dance in the center of town, fireworks that were sponsored by Masonic Care, and the rain date is 6/28. On the 27th of June, on Saturday, will be a gala ball, black tie affair, sponsored by Choate Rosemary Hall.
Just a reminder that we are committee-driven. This is a town committee. This is not a nonprofit, so we're leveraging all of the assets from the town hall, finance committee, risk, police, fire, etc. Our headquarters are at the Hubcap. Our store, new to announce, I think this might be our first public debut of this, will be at the Park and Recreation. We'll be featuring online sales and credit card transactions. We do leverage paperless committee resources. We do have through Google Drive and Sites, Wallingford350.org, and our email address is through here as well. So we're leveraging the power of technology as well. Here's a sneak peek. We have an online portal, 24/7 access to our minutes and our agendas and presentations. As our committee grows, we have hundreds of folks on our committee. It's been a wonderful asset for us to tap into. So you can check that out at any point.
Okay, so as you can see, we've created a town-wide project. Unite hired historical and preservation groups to publish 350 moments. We've had people that have brought this in before time we thought, and that's with Bob Beaumont, Mary Beth Applegate, Jerry Farrell, and countless others, and prioritized the top 350 moments in the history of Wallingford, all in Google Sheets. The planning and publishing. History Day, Bob Beaumont chairing lectures, exhibits, and diversity and cultural events. Our Publishing Moments book, magazine, and video. The community partnerships partner with the Board of Education to create a state-aligned local curriculum. Share public moments via Wallingford Library and Storytelling Project.
With a full slate of committees, a number of opportunities exist. One of the biggest opportunities will be with our parade. John Sullivan, a former town council member, is chairing, and there are opportunities across the board across band and historical division directors, safety, floats, fife and drum, premier bands. Staging will be at Dutton Park and ending at Lyman Hall High School. Additional opportunities exist throughout for marketing and a number of other opportunities to consider.
Okay, so how you want to be part of our history. Community opportunities available for all. Forms online and paper copies at the Hubcap. www.wallingford350.org. Wallingford350@gmail.org. Be part of our history.
And we just wanted to give an opportunity for the board to understand where we are in the processing, the sponsorships, the marketing, all of that continues. Events are being formed as we speak. We look forward to partnering with the Board of Education and having every single student engaged, every school, and how we recognize that is really up to your creativity and innovation. So we look forward to partnering with every stakeholder in the Board of Ed and our parent, family, community group.
So in closing, thank you very much for allowing Christine and I to be here tonight to present to you, and enjoy your evening.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr.
I just wanted to say that this committee is incredible. The work that you guys have done so far is absolutely amazing. Pulling it together, keeping everybody posted. Even though we don't attend every meeting, we get all the information, which keeps us in the loop, which is very important. I've had great conversation with John Sullivan about the parade, planning ahead, floats. Wait till you see the central office one. No, I'm just kidding. But we're working on that, and there'll be many opportunities. But I just want to say that the committee, and Christine, I think you said that there's hundreds of people involved, and I really think that's a tribute to the town's commitment to this whole celebration. So thank you for your hard work. We do stand committed. I know you have a meeting later this week with Gary Latour, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, and we're looking forward to that. We're excited. I know that we kind of talked about it's still a little out of people's range of planning, so to speak, when you come to the typical mindset, because everybody's planning like a day ahead or a week ahead in their lives. But as we get closer, we'd like to invite you to PTAC, system-wide PTAC, get to the local PTACs, and getting them involved. So thank you again.
Again, Doctor, thank you. We always say the same thing in closing. There's no I in team. We have a tremendous team here, including all of you. Is there any questions before we leave?
I'm just going to open it up. Yep. Any questions from board members? Yeah, you folks have been doing this for at least 2 years. Oh, 4 years already? It's
Yes.
been going on for 4, so it'll be 6 years in total
Yes.
that you'll have been doing this. So that's a statement right there, the commitment you guys have made. And to echo Dr. Menzo's sentiment, it's really an amazing thing each year to watch it grow and get legs and, remind people it's coming in 2020. So, great. Anything else from the board? Yeah, go ahead, Kath.
I do actually have one comment. Of those 350 special moments, make sure that the fact that we have an elephant buried here in town is one of those moments. I think that's pretty phenomenal.
It's already listed.
All right, good.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got to learn about that. So go back to our regular agenda, 5.1, recognition of our arts heroes.
Yes, and actually, if I could call up Betsy Perry Bergstrom, that'd be great. Betsy is one of our staff members, and actually, I should say more than just a staff member. She should be receiving one of these awards tonight because of her incredible work at Arts. Betsy has been there how many years now?
Oh, I don't like to count, but maybe 20 in the district.
It does an incredible job working with the students at Arts. She was with them when they were over at Harvest Park, and then she transitioned over to the high school, and she's been at Lyman Hall since then and does a remarkable job. We're so fortunate, and I know I'm embarrassing you because she doesn't take any credit for anything, but she does an amazing job working with staff and the students and the families. Most importantly, the students and families. The students, as you know, in the arts program are students who continually work to continue to have their success. It's alternate route to success is really the acronym. And Betsy really works with her staff to make sure that they maximize their success and potential. So tonight, I'm going to have her help me explain a little bit about the recognition she has, and I'll turn it over to you.
I am very proud to be program coordinator of Arts Academy. It's kind of a quiet little program, but we do a lot of really hard work. The Arts Heroes we came up with because there's so many people who don't actually work for arts, but that do things that help our students move forward. So we decided to have Arts Heroes, and they're nominated by students, staff, and parents. So sometimes the nominations come in different directions, sometimes on the sidewalk when a student's having a difficult time, and the solution ends up being the van driver. So I will start with our first recognition, Valerie Proper, who's a Durham transportation van driver at Arts for over 13 years. She's here. The next recipient, Kristen D. Podesta, she's Lyman Hall High School business teacher. I don't know, I didn't see her. Veronica Scharf, Lyman Hall High School art teacher and Bridge Academy advisor. Oh, you're yeah. Amy Holt, vice principal at Lyman Hall High School. Hey, welcome. Running down the hallway. Ken Daly, who wasn't able to be here tonight, vice principal at Lyman Hall High School. Joe Corso, principal at Lyman Hall High School.
Sorry, everyone.
Christine Melita, vice principal at Dag Hammarskjöld Middle School. I didn't think she could. Jeff Tierney, Lyman Hall High School Clerk and Information Central, which he is. And Jane Greaves, the College and Career Counselor at Lyman Hall High School.
Again, thank you to everyone for your support of this program and the families and students. It's really special to be recognized and nominated, most importantly, by the students and their families. That's a fantastic opportunity. At this time, our next award, we are very fortunate to have a Teacher of the Year for the state of Connecticut to be a finalist. We also have the State Physical Education Teacher of the Year. This is the Teacher of the Year for the whole state of Connecticut for physical education. And at this time, I'm going to call up Miss Mary Poison, the principal of Mary G. Fritz Elementary School, to share a little bit about this incredible honor and recognition.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to honor Tracy Terrell tonight as our Teacher of the Year for Connecticut Association of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance Teacher of the Year for elementary schools. I want to share with you a little information that I wrote on behalf of Tracy as she was going through the process for this award, and I think it really helps encapsulate her as a professional as well as a person. Ms. Terrell's been a valued member of Mary G. Fritz Elementary School for 17 years. Her positive attitude and love of physical fitness are reflected in the outstanding quality of physical education instruction that she provides daily to the students of Mary G. Fritz Elementary School. Tracy's enthusiasm, innovativeness, and dedication to physical education instruction are exemplary. Ms. Terrell's caring attitude and superior knowledge of content allow her to create a positive learning environment that is responsive to and respectful of the learning needs of all students. Tracy is especially diligent with students who have academic, social, emotional, and physical disabilities. Ms. Terrell's instruction incorporates differentiated strategies, equipment, and pacing to meet the needs of all her students. Tracy routinely plans instructional content that is aligned with standards, builds upon students' prior knowledge, and provides an appropriate level of challenge for all students throughout the lesson. Ms. Terrell plans her instruction with a focus on cognitively engaging students in physical education content and activity. Tracy leads her students to construct meaning and apply new learning through the use of a variety of differentiated and evidence-based learning strategies. Ms. Terrell employs formative assessments consistently to gauge student learning, to provide feedback to students, and to adjust instruction to provide a greater level of understanding and overall achievement. A good example that illustrates Ms. Terrell's effective planning and teaching practices comes from a lesson that I observed in which the objective focused on demonstrating proper timing and a variety of jumping and running activities. The class included a diverse population of students with limited and accelerated physical abilities, along with academic and social needs. Tracy thoughtfully planned student groups in preparation of the lesson, which promoted developmentally appropriate standards of behavior and supported a productive learning environment for all students. Students worked collaboratively throughout the lesson and demonstrated a high level of engagement. Ms. Terrell's instruction included modifications for all ability levels, which allowed her learners to meet the goals and objectives of the lesson. Modifications included 2 sets of hurdles with varying heights. Tracy identified for students which set they would utilize during the lesson prior to the start of the activity. She also incorporated the use of hula hoops and jumping sticks for students to practice their timing skills when the hurdles proved to be too difficult. Tracy implemented a target number of jumps for her students to achieve during the lesson and included a challenge opportunity for students when they successfully achieved their initial goal. Throughout the lesson, Tracy met with student groups to provide positive, actionable feedback that allowed them to make adjustments to their practice of timing and jumping, which led to a greater level of success, increased confidence, and motivated students to take risks in their learning. Tracy concluded the lesson with an opportunity for students to self-assess and provide feedback on their skill needs. Students were each given an index card with their student ID and asked to self-rate their level of understanding of concepts that were implemented in the lesson. Students placed their ID card into the hula hoop that best described their level of knowledge and proficiency. The categories included: I am confident with the concepts and ready to be further challenged. I understand most of the concepts but feel like I need more practice. And I found these concepts to be difficult and I need more help. Ms. Terrell utilizes the formative assessments and student feedback to plan and adjust her lessons. Ms. Terrell demonstrates the highest level of professional commitment and skill in her work with students and colleagues. She sets high standards for herself and her students and works diligently to see that they are met. To carry out her professional responsibilities, she gives generously of her valuable time, and often her work extends beyond the school day. Through Tracy's enthusiasm, hard work, and careful planning, Fritz School students have come to anticipate many annual Hallmark events, such as Nature's Classroom, Jump Rope for Heart, Rock and Roll Relay, after-school PE enrichment classes, and Field Day. Ms. Terrell is consistently broadening her knowledge, improving her skills, and sharing with her peers what she's learned. Tracy actively participates in district, local, and state-offered professional development opportunities. She fulfills a lead role on the Fritz School Crisis Team and organizes certification classes for first aid and CPR AED training for colleagues. Tracy is also an active member of the district wellness and teacher evaluation committees. Over the last 13 years, Ms. Terrell has mentored beginning teachers and served as a cooperating teacher for student teachers from Springfield College, Central Connecticut State University, and Southern Connecticut State University. Ms. Terrell's dedication to the betterment of the Fritz Elementary School community extends beyond her role as a physical education teacher. Tracy is actively involved in working with colleagues, students, and families to develop and sustain a positive school climate that supports student learning. She is a member of the Fritz Elementary School PTO and serves as the PTAC teacher representative. Ms. Terrell participates in the PTO and PTAC monthly evening meetings. And as a member and teacher representative, Tracy contributes her time and services to the following events: Back to School Picnic, Holiday Craft Fair, the Sweetheart Dance, McDonald's Teacher Night. Ms. Terrell also contributes her personal and professional skills through participation in the Learning Program Committee and school-wide culminating learning event, which incorporates student development and advancement of reading, writing, and research skills. Along with the many personal and professional commitments that Tracy contributes to and participates in, she also co-chairs the Fritz Elementary School Yearbook Committee. Saying that Ms. Terrell goes above and beyond for the Fritz Elementary School is an understatement. Tracy's personal and professional qualities have enabled her to successfully share with students, colleagues, and parents her belief in the importance of physical fitness development and its significant role in the school curriculum, which have led to a favorable impact on the Fritz Elementary School community, the Wallingford Public School District, and institutions of higher education. It is my honor to welcome you up as our Connecticut Association of Health, Fitness, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance Elementary Teacher of the Year.
I have to say, ditto, ditto, ditto to everything that Mary shared. Tracy, we go back now 10 years, and you've been on so many committees that I have either chaired or been part of, and not just a participant, but truly somebody who takes to heart the mission and vision of the group, and then actually takes that and puts it into action. So it was, when I got the letter and when I got notified from Tony Loomis that you got this award, it was a no-brainer. It made perfect sense that you were getting this award because of everything you do for the students at Fritz and throughout the town. A lot of the activities that were mentioned are not just for Fritz students. And I think that's something that gets lost sometimes, is that our people like you and teachers like you in our district do so much that go beyond the four walls of the school that you're stationed. You go beyond those four walls. Your impact goes beyond those four walls. So thank you so much. I look forward to the dinner that we'll be going to. I know many of the staff members from Mary G. Fritz will be there as well. And it's truly a pleasure, and I could not think of another person who deserves this more than you. So congratulations.
Hey, Dr. Menzo, can I just say a couple words? Just a couple real quick words, and I'll do it here. I've known Tracy as a student teacher, as a mentee, as a colleague. From the minute we met Tracy, we knew we wanted her in Wallingford. She was awesome. When she started at Fritz, which was Yalesville at the time, people don't realize this, but she had double classes every day, and every single day she had a different physical education teacher she had to co-teach with. She organized all of us, and we learned so much from her. And so a lot of what you talked about was the committee work, but what she did for the discipline has been awesome. And thank you.
Congratulations, Tracy, really. On behalf of Board of Ed, we're really proud of you, and we're grateful that you're in our district, and everybody said it so well. I'm not going to be redundant, but congratulations, and thank you. With that, item 6, are there any questions from the audience? Any questions? Okay, this would be, if there aren't any, I'll give the audience that are here, you're absolutely more than welcome to stay. But if you do want to exit, I'm sure you have things to do, this would be an appropriate time to exit. So with that, can I get a motion to go into executive session for E1, discussion of appointment of candidate to a teaching position, and E2, discussion of approval of leave of absence?
So moved. Second.
I have a first and second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention. Motion carries. We're in executive session. Okay, we're back. If we could get a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
I have a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention. Motion carries. We're out of executive session. Item 7 is our consent agenda. I've had a request to remove item 7.1, so if I can get a motion to accept, excuse me, 7.2 through 7.8.
So moved. Second.
Have a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Items removed to 7.1. So that item is being removed because there were a few board members that were not present at that meeting. So if I can get a motion to accept consent agenda item 7.1, which is approval to accept special Board of Education minutes dated September 20th, 2018.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed?
Abstention.
Abstention? I have 2 abstentions and 6 in approval, for the record. Thank you. Item 9, correspondence. Mr. Reynolds.
Yes, we would like to thank 3M for the donation of assorted classroom supplies for teachers to be used at Moses White Beach Elementary School and at Lyman Hall High School. Combined value of their donation was $8,800.
Okay, very nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Item 10, committee reports. We'll start with 10.1 ACES. Mrs. Latour, are you doing?
No.
Oh, you are, Mrs. Levac. I'm so sorry.
Yes, no, that's fine.
I always
Thank you,
get
Madam Chair.
confused with wintergreen. Go ahead, I apologize.
The ACES Governing Board met on October 11th, 2018. The minutes of the September meeting were approved. Under the Executive Director's report, the status of the Leader Hill construction project was reviewed by David Stein of Silver Petrocelli. Mr. Stein indicated that site work continues, walls have been demolished, and the building is anticipated to be finished within the established timeline. The cost of the building thus far is trending over budget. As previously reported, there was a delay in the delivery of the steel roof trusses, and another steel contractor is supplementing this work. Other contractors are shifting their schedules to accommodate these changes. The new completion date is now estimated to be July 24th, 2019, with expected occupancy of the building to be after Labor Day 2019. The goals for the Executive Director for 2018-19 were presented. As previously reported, the Hampden Board of Education voted to take back possession of the Wintergreen Magnet School building effective June 30th, 2019. An appraisal of the building has been completed, and a meeting with the Mayor of Hampden has been scheduled for October 17th, 2018. The Governing Board approved the filing of the fiscal report, subject to audit, the Human Resources report, and the Early Head Start monthly reports. Under new business, the Governing Board approved the FF&E motion for the Leader Hill construction project. The Governing Board also approved the job descriptions for the Director of ACES International, the Director of School and Program Security, the Director of Transportation, grant writer, occupational therapist, school counselor, secretary, and social worker. Under old business, the Governing Board approved the naming of the former K-8 Mill Road School, which houses only grades 4 through 8 now, as the ACES Mill Academy. The Governing Board approved the name ACES Mill Elementary School for the new site of grades K through 3 at the former St. Stephen's School on Ridge Road in Hampden. The Governing Board approved 2 new policies, number 3997, disposition of assets, and number 4118.25, fraternization, after a second reading. Mr. William Rice, Assistant Executive Director, provided the curriculum and instruction update. The 2018 Cultural Arts Expo that took place at WIMS on September 28, 2018 was very well attended. The external evaluation report of the Trying All I Can to Learn program, TALE, was presented. ACES became interested in piloting a program to address the changing needs of students enrolled in Mill Road School, especially those who are having or have experienced significant trauma. It was noted that the development of the TALE program and the implementation of the behavior interventions, RP and ALIVE, improved learning, decreased socially inappropriate behaviors, and improved student achievement. The next ACES Governing Board meeting is scheduled for November 8, 2018. There are 71 Wallingford students attending ACES programs.
Yes, Mr. Votto.
Any idea, did they give you any idea what's going to happen to WIMS?
They did not. They did not. That's still a contentious discussion item, and I think their options are being left on the table. I don't know what the outcome of the meeting with the mayor of Hampden was, and I think, I don't know if Hampden has decided which schools they're keeping open,
So
which
still-
ones they're closing, to my knowledge, as of this meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Mrs. Levac? Thank you.
Thank you.
10.2 Wintergreen Magnet School Steering Committee, Mrs. Latour.
So I was unable to attend the last meeting, but Mrs. Raccio submitted a written report in which I'll read. The Wintergreen Magnet Steering Committee met on September 26 for the first meeting of the 2018-19 school year. Topics included the principal's report and facility update. The principal reported the school year was off to a good start. he highlighted many new WIMS team members were welcomed at the beginning of the year. They completed their Hopes and Dream conferences, parent nights, and held their very first parent advocacy meeting. The principal also reported baseline data for all students was collected for reading and mathematics. For the 18-19 school year, WIMS will look to improve student achievement through focused instructional practices, integration of the arts, and improved climate and culture. Improving instructional practices will involve implementation of a readers and math workshop model, along with professional development and on-demand coaching for teachers. Developing additional integration of the arts will include partnerships within the community. To date, WIMS has developed partnerships with Crayola, Long Wharf Theater, Iverton Playhouse, and Ridgefield Playhouse for this initiative. They also have a new athletics program and a dance essential taught by their new dance instructor. To improve climate and culture, they will provide ongoing professional development in restorative practices and implement a PBIS program while assessing key processes in place already. Entering the 18-19 school year, Wallingford had 23 filled slots of the 55 total available. Other partner districts also had declining numbers for this school year. Open choice students were still being recruited, and a final count was not available at the meeting. The executive director confirmed ACE's commitment to WIMS and the nearly 600 students and families. At the time of the steering meeting, Hampden Board of Education had not voted on a plan for the use of all buildings in the future, but had been presented with 10 scenarios from their consultants. A decision from Hampden was not expected before November 1st. The next meeting is scheduled for November 14th.
Any questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Latour. Item 10.3, School to Career Rep Business Think Tank, Mrs. Castelli, Dr. Menzo. Oh.
Our next meeting is November 2nd.
Okay, very good, thank you. 10.4, PTAC update, Mrs. Latour.
So our last PTAC meeting was on October 16th. At that time, we reviewed upcoming Board of Education items, in particular the facility consultant report that is taking place on November 5th. We encouraged all to attend, as well as the upcoming Operations Committee. Officer elections took place with the nomination of Brian Rivard to continue as chairperson, which was accepted, as well as Scott Morrison for vice chair. PTAC bylaws were reviewed and discussed. Parent Choice Awards were confirmed for Wednesday, November 28th. This is always a much look forward to ceremony, and I hope that all can attend. That will be at Sheehan High School this year.
You said that was November 28th?
November 28th at 6 o'clock at the auditorium at Sheehan High School. Community initiatives were briefed. The STEM Manufacturing Day was discussed, as well as the vaping session that was held at DAG. And then each PTAC that was in attendance that evening did their roundtable. So at this point, our next meeting is Tuesday, November 20th. We look forward, Danielle, Sal, and I, to going around and giving their certificates to all of the teachers who were nominated through the Parent Choice Awards. And our meeting will be on Tuesday, November 20th at 6 o'clock at the Board of Education Conference Room.
Great, thank you so much. Any questions or comments for Mrs. Latour? Okay. Plan of Conservation Development, Mr. Reynolds?
Nothing to report.
10.6, Food Service Strategic Plan Committee, Mr. Mencher?
Yes, we met last week, our first meeting of the year on the 16th, and we have 9 members this year on our group. We're in the process of updating last year's strategic goals and strategies for our next meeting. We also are updating our lunch charge procedure, and we plan to post it on the website since it's outdated with a few old dates. We also started a discussion on an elementary cooking contest to be tied in with our wellness fair in March of this school year, and our next meeting is on November 13th.
Great. Any comments or questions? Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Dr. Mezzo,
I just want
apologize.
to, and it has nothing, it does and it doesn't have to do with the food services strategic plan, but I just want to celebrate one thing that Mr. Mencher and his staff did at Sheehan High School last week on the early release day. They accessed the food truck from Lyman Hall, and they served on a half day, just I should preface, high school students usually do not get lunch. They do not get lunch served. But they were able to serve from the food truck some meals to our high school students. They served well over 100 students that would have normally never had lunch, never captured the meals for free reduced, as well as full paying lunches and a la carte. And it was a great success. And I just want to thank Mr. Mencher and his staff. The staff was phenomenal. They were so engaged. They were so excited to be there. And the students were like, oh my gosh, we could eat this. This is not just for the teachers. And it was just so fun to watch them. And we came down, we supported them, and it was very enjoyable. So congratulations. And I know you're still thinking through the next iteration, but we wanted to say thank you for acting in that. And please send our thank you and our gratitude to your staff for their hard work on that day as well.
Yeah, so what was it? It must have been a limited menu, but...
Yeah, it was kind of like a Tex-Mex menu. So they did have a steak and cheese sandwich. We had nachos, and we also had a quesadilla, and it was very, very good. And it came, as a complete meal with the milk, the fruit, whatever was to make it a reimbursable meal,
right,
which was key.
So there was a different type of food we don't normally serve.
No, this is what we do serve in the cafeteria sometime. It's all reimbursable, so it's not where we stayed within the guidelines. But it was a great way to get the kids. I know Miss Latour and I were leaving, and we had to help assist a group of students with their bus that was running late. But they were, they were talking about it, and I think it was a great way to advertise what the food services can do and does do on a daily basis in our cafeteria.
Okay, fantastic. So I will lump 10.7 and 10.8 together, stage lighting and renovation updates with the 4 school window replacement project for Mr. Deptula.
Okay, the stage lighting and renovation project is nearing completion. We're waiting for one component. The speakers for Lyman Hall are still at the factory. Once those are in, that'll be wrapped up. I did get my first training session this past week, and it's very impressive. I'm impressed with it, but unfortunately we had a music and a band instructor in front of me that wouldn't let me touch anything. They were playing with it, and so I left them alone. But I think everyone that sees this will be impressed with how it came out.
Great.
We did host the Wallingford Symphony this weekend at DAG due to the flooding that occurred at Choate Rosemary Hall, and that apparently went over with no hitch. They don't use much. They use the speaker and I think the overhead stage lights, but that gave them the ability to actually be able to read their music and notes. So that, as far as I know, that all worked out well. Going on to the window project, we're wrapping up several issues. We have some doors that are back ordered, some hopper windows at one school, and interior trim that is not part of the initial design, so there's going to be an extra for that interior trim. So as that develops, we'll give you guys updates. Our construction meetings happen later on in the week, so hopefully by the end of the week I have some firm commitments on the dates for those items.
Great. Any questions or comments from the board? Yes, Mr. Ross.
Yeah, you said you had some upper windows at one school.
Hopper windows at Highland.
Are there issues in the Parker Farm School with the windows?
The interior trim issues are at Parker Farms, that's correct.
Are they leaking air, or is that just a cosmetic?
There are no openings to the outside, with the exception of the couple of doors that are missing. Those are not weatherproofed. They're just commercial doors put in a temporary frame. Those doors should be arriving any time, so we'll be buttoned up for winter.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Deptula. Item 11, old business. I do not believe we have any. Item 12 is instructional committee. Mrs. Corso, you are up.
Testing. I'm on. Couple things tonight. 12.2, an approval of appointment of
Actually,
candidate.
12.1.
I'm sorry. Approval to accept instructional committee meeting minutes dated September 4th, 2018. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
We
Opposed?
normally do consensus.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Okay.
We need to take a break here. So report on operations committee meeting, there's nothing really to take, we're not.
So,
approval.
consensus.
We're not doing consensus.
No, instructional minutes, the 12.1, the reason why they're on the agenda is because you never had
That's
a
right.
5 people at a meeting over the last month.
Okay.
To ever,
So, right,
you had
there's
5
nothing to
people.
vote on, but it was.
Well, you have to vote on them. You do, because
Well,
they
that's-
would,
okay,
they would have
so-
normally, follow me on this.
Yeah.
They would have normally gone to consensus if you had 5
Right.
people at the meeting. So instead of going on consensus because you couldn't vote on them, we put them, this is where they have to go. You have to take a vote on these to approve them.
Okay,
So
so-
you're not taking consensus, you're actually approving these minutes because you had 5 people at the meetings, but not the 5 people that were at the meeting that occurred that you were
I'm
taking.
fine with that, but the way it's written, it says report on operations.
No, you're
committee
in the
meeting.
wrong, you're on number 12. We're
I'm on 13. Okay, 12 is to accept. Go.
Sorry.
Yes,
I'm still
okay.
making a motion.
I seconded
I'm
it.
not
Yeah.
taking consensus. I'm just
That's
making a
right.
motion.
That's where I was
Thank
getting
you.
confused. So, yep, you got a motion and a
Can I have
second?
a motion?
I made the motion, I think, and somebody seconded it.
No, I made the motion, you said.
Okay.
Thank you. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstention? Motion carries.
Perfect.
Finally, we can put
Thank
those
you.
minutes
It's all
to
good.
bed. Finally.
Moving forward, I make a motion that the Board of Education approve the appointment of the following candidate to a teaching position for the 18-19 school year contingent upon proper Connecticut certification as recommended by the Superintendent of Schools and our PPS department, a speech and language pathologist, Megan Hartman. Any discussion?
We need a second.
Can I have a motion?
You made the motion, I
I
think.
make the motion. Can I have a second?
Oh, sorry, second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? That motion carries. 2 more motions. I make a motion that a leave of absence for Liza Kennedy be approved without pay and in accordance with the provision of the current teacher's contract from November 16th through December 21st, 2018.
Please second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Lastly, I make a motion that a leave of absence for Megan Lemieux be approved without pay and in accordance with the provision of the current teacher's contract for 1 day on November 5th, 2018.
Please second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mrs. Corso. 13, Operations Committee, Mrs. Levac.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The Operations Committee meeting took place on October 9th, 2018. The meeting minutes for September 10th, 2018 were approved with corrections. The Board of Education financial reports and the cafeteria financial reports for September 2018 were reviewed in committee and accepted under the consent agenda this evening. A proposed trip for Moran and possibly DAG grade 8 students to London and Paris in July 2019 was discussed and consensus was taken to approve this trip. A proposed transfer of appropriation in the amount of $192,000 was requested by the Pupil Personnel Services Department. The district has eliminated behavior technicians from an outside agency and has replaced them with our own paraeducators who are dedicated to our students and who will receive training and professional development to address student needs. Consensus was taken to approve this transfer of appropriation. The financial reports for September 2018 indicated an expected surplus of $690,893 at this time. However, it is early in the school year and unanticipated costs could change this amount. Cafeteria financial reports for September 2018 indicated that there was a 12% increase in the reimbursement of meals. The federal reimbursements have increased $9,500 as compared to last September. There has been an increase in elementary meals and a decrease in middle school meals and a 6% decrease in a la carte meals. There was a decrease in revenue due to early release days due to the excessive heat at the beginning of the year. The cafeteria managers are continuing to carefully monitor inventory. presentation of department improvement plans for adult education, career and technical education, pupil personnel services, English language arts, social studies, science and technology, mathematics, fine arts, and wellness took place. So that's the report. Okay, so
13.2.
that's 13.1. Moving on to 13.2. Discussion and possible approval to accept agreement for child nutrition programs EDO 99. I make a motion to approve to accept the agreement for child nutrition programs EDO 99.
Second.
Discussion on the motion?
Nope.
Seeing none? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 13.3. Discussion and possible approval of the 1% fund distribution. You have a handout in your packet. That's the revised handout. I make a motion to approve the 1% fund distribution as outlined on the 13.3 handout in the amount of $753,936.
Second.
Discussion on the motion.
I mean, has anything really changed?
No, these are the exact items that you shared. The only thing is that we do have an allocation of $29,011 that we do have to allocate because of the federal grant that we received, and a variety of other things that, well, that was the main thing. We do have $29,000 to allocate. But what we want to do is we wanted to bring this to you because then on November 13th, we have to go in front of the town council, because we usually bring it to them just to approve the areas that we're funding. So what we're looking to do is most likely the $29,011, we could bring that back to you at our instructional meeting just to share with you where we plan to put that. But we wanted to at least make sure you're okay with this, just in case you want to just move stuff around yourself. But we could come back to you with what we plan to do that on the November 5th. I know we have the facilities, but we could add that as the one item.
Mr. Barone, did you want to?
We did add one other item, was the $12,000 for the mapping of the transportation software.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We found out earlier this week that, or actually last week, that the mapping software is outdated and we need to go through a conversion for that. So that is new from the document we had the other day.
Is that maps of the town in terms as it relates to what busing schedules, bus routes exist for the district?
Yes, but it's actually more to convert what we have. Our mapping is based on older mapping data and process. So it's really, this is actually covering conversion to get to the new software that I believe is off of like Google Maps. So I think it'll stay current based on Google Maps being updated.
Thank you.
Further, go ahead.
That $29,000, is that coming out of the Silox software, or was that grant?
No, the grant was for Securely. We got we received a notification for $114,500, but we have to do a matching portion. So with this, the federal government gave us $88,875. So Securely, we have to pay the $28,625. But that came out of that because we would have had that additional funds. The reason why the grant was so much is that we put in it for 3 years, so it'll cover us for 3 years rather than just 1 year. So we ended up getting a little extra.
Further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Item 14, new business. I do not believe we have any. Item 15 is the administration report. Dr. Menzo.
Thank you very much. And actually, I'll start where I just ended. We're very fortunate. We received 2 grants recently. One of our security grants that we applied for at $114,500. However, as I just said, the federal government, out of that, we have a matching portion. So the grant is actually for a net of $88,875. We were one of 10 grantees nationally, which was pretty amazing. So we're very pleased with that. We also received an AT&T grant at $10,800 to run a 3-semester career development course starting this summer, where students going from junior year to senior year will be given an opportunity to intern at 2 different local companies. They'll identify one company that they'll work on or work with in the fall, and then next spring they'll participate in a 6-week session where they'll do their resume writing, their interview skills, and additional skills, and they'll be interviewed for one of the local companies participating, or be eligible for a $500 scholarship going towards college tuition at a community college, technical college, or 4-year university. So we're very thankful to AT&T for that, and we're very excited about this opportunity.
Bless you.
Bless you. A couple other things that are going on. This week is Red Ribbon Week. So we did send out information to all of our families about the activities. I know Thursday evening there's an activity, Walk for Hope, that leaves from the town hall. And I know that I'll be at Hubcap, but I'm going to run up here and try to do both at the same time. And we'll work on that. Another couple of things. We have the budget development has begun at central office. It's that time of year again. And so we are starting our budget meetings in the next couple of weeks. We do plan to do a parent budget forum on November 27th, which is a Tuesday. We'll be sending out information to parents, inviting them to come to central office to offer their information. Also, on November 19th, we are tentatively scheduling our world premiere of our STEM documentary to be presented at Holiday Cinemas at 7 p.m.
What was the date on that?
November 19th, it's a Monday. So I will be sending out invitations to all of you, as well as our community partners. And we're very grateful to our partnership with Holiday Cinemas to provide us with the facility for free that evening. A couple other things. We've been doing a lot in the area of career development with the help of our college and career specialists. We had CCAT, Connecticut Center for Advanced Technology field trip for Moran students, and because we had so many students sign up, DAG is going to have a personal advanced opportunity where we're going to bring the advanced manufacturing vehicle that was awarded to the state through a grant to DAG to give students an opportunity to experience the vehicle and advanced manufacturing. So we're really excited about this partnership. It's a unique opportunity, and we're looking to have some of our high school students go to the center in East Hartford over the course of this year. We also had, and to be honest, I wasn't aware of this until I got a message forwarded to me on Twitter and then on LinkedIn, that our students, through the help of a college career specialist, as well as our teachers in our advanced manufacturing pre-engineering class, students visit Hobson and Motzler, which is a company that moved to Wallingford. They have an office in Durham. And our students spent the day there, and actually one of the people who work at the company tweeted out how phenomenal our students were and how proud they were to have been able to give them a tour. And of course I responded and said, of course you are, they're Wallingford students. So it was a great experience, and we really truly appreciate these authentic opportunities for our students. That really contextualizes their future pathways for them. Also a couple of quick things. We have been going out to the schools. I've been going out to the schools trying to get students, and I want to put this on TV, so if grandma, grandpa, mom, dad are watching this, the Connecticut Certificate of Global Engagement, we offered it to our students last year. We had great turnout at both high schools, but I would encourage students that if they're interested, it's an incredible opportunity to get an added certificate to accompany your diploma upon graduation. So I would encourage you to seek out additional information from your high school counselors, or you can email me directly. I'd be happy to send that information to you. We will be having a follow-up vaping information meeting. I've invited both Roxanne McKay and Mike Votto as chair and vice chair to a meeting to talk with the town police, as well as fire department, coalition, and youth and social services. And then we'll come back to the full board to share what our next steps are. Vaping is a hot topic, and certainly a very, very important topic, because I think many people feel that, or felt when it came out, it was a healthy alternative to stopping smoking, but actually it has changed to be actually more detrimental in many instances than smoking. And certainly not, we're not advocating for either, but we just want to give information to families about this particular situation. Lastly, I wanted to just share with the board that we're in the final stages, and you'll be getting this at instructional meetings, an instructional meeting coming to you in the near future. 2 new partnerships, international partnerships, one with a private school in Qingdao, China, which will be offering our students some scholarships to participate in homestay visits, where they'll come to our school district, we'll go to their district, and we're looking to have their students come next October 2019, and our students go next March 2020 to visit the school and participate not just in a cultural exchange, but actually going back to the Connecticut Certificate of Global Engagement, actually have our students and their students work to actually achieve those certificates collaboratively, internationally, through a global international impact project. Similarly speaking, we have 2 partnerships that I'll be Skyping on from my house next week in the evening because of the time change with Australia. We're looking to set up a partnership with Bendigo Grammar School. It's not a grammar school as we know it. Grammar school means private school. It's a K-12 school in Bendigo, Melbourne, Victoria, to do a similar partnership like I just described with China, and then also with oh gosh, now I'm going to forget the name of it. It's a Swinburne University in Melbourne, which has a technical high school, a STEM high school. So we're looking to set up a student partnership and exchange with students from Melbourne coming to work with our students, and students from our schools go to Melbourne, Victoria to work at their STEM high school. So those are in the process. Again, they'll all go through the Board of Education as traditionally is the case. And we're just very excited. We have our continued partnership with Argentina. We have our continued partnership with Germany, and now looking to expand it to, again, back to China, because we had a partnership with China previously, and to Australia. So we are pretty much covering the world. Antarctica is on our horizon, so if you're interested. But we're very excited. I also wanted to just give a quick update, because I know at our last instructional meeting we talked about the trip to this summer for the middle school students, and I said I wanted to make sure, but I thought I was right, that we did have, when our first German trip went, they were 8th graders going into 9th grade, and that is correct. So that is similar to this trip that we were talking about, 8th graders going into 9th grade. So I just wanted to get back to all of you. I had that confirmed by 2 different individuals, so I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with all of you. Again, going into November, you know November is a very busy month. We'll have Powder Puff, which will be hosted at Sheehan High School this year. We'll have the Thanksgiving Day game, which will be hosted at Lemon Hall High School, and then the myriad of other events. The Teacher of the Year ceremony will be occurring also at the Bushnell Auditorium, where we'll be able to honor our finalist at that time. So we're Jessica Harrison, we're very honored to have her have been one of the 4 finalists. So again, not a shortage of opportunities. We appreciate all the hard work on the part of our staff and our students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Menzo. Take care of that voice of yours.
It's all right. Most people want it to go totally, but I am not going to get it.
You need some of Mrs. Levesque's honey pills there, those honey lozenges. Okay, so item 16 are announcements. We have Monday, November 5th is our instructional committee meeting at 6 p.m., which actually will be held here at the Robert F. Parisi Town Council Chambers. And I just underscore that meeting because that meeting will really be dedicated to the consultants sharing their ideas and recommendations about our secondary schools and where they feel our next steps could be. So that's open to the public. That's why we're having it here at the auditorium here. So in the chambers rather. So it's open to the public, and I would urge anybody to participate and come to listen and ask questions. November 13th is actually our Tuesday because Monday is Veterans Day, is our Operations Committee meeting at 6 p.m., and that will be at our Board of Education Conference Room at 100 South Turnpike Road. And then Monday, November 26th is our televised Board of Education meeting here at the Robert F. Parisi Town Council Chambers at 6:30. Yes, Dr. Menzo?
I am so sorry, but I don't want to go another meeting without recognizing some additional donations, if I may.
Oh, sure, please do.
I apologize.
No, it's fine.
There's a couple of donations. Masonic Care at Ashlar Village, donation of a $150. It's valued at $150. It was a kitchen appliances, so we appreciate that. In addition, we had a school supply donation to Sheehan High School. So we're very fortunate from the youth officers. Remember in the newspaper this summer, the officers were collecting school supplies. So we want to thank them for that donation, as well as Travelers Insurance Company. Mr. Nick Passarello, who's a parent of students in our district. Travelers was downsizing to one building, and he was able to get us some donations of office supplies, so we appreciate that. Joanne Bean donated a 1978 Lyman Hall High School yearbook to the library. It's always great to have the history there maintained, so we appreciate that. And Quality Subaru donated a variety of nonfiction books to the Pond Hill Library, so we appreciate their support as well.
Thank you for sharing those. Appreciate that. Anything else for the good of the order? Yes, Mr. Ross.
Yes, just a note that Veterans Day celebration is going to be Sunday, November 11th at DAG. It'll be at 11 o'clock, and it will feature some students from both Sheehan and Moran, who will be doing national anthem as well as God Bless America, and it'll be a very good program, so we hope as many parents can come as possible.
And we're also looking to participate, and I did reach out to our music teachers in a trumpet celebration, so we're working on that.
Got next, I don't know, more to come on that.
Oh, more to come. But I have volunteers.
Yeah, no, I
Our students are ready to do whatever they can to support the community. So I will be at the Veterans ceremony, as I always am, and it's a beautiful event. If you can, if there are people watching, it's a wonderful event every year to be part of that ceremony and just be there to witness it, so.
I'll circle back around with you on that one. Okay, anything else for the good of the order? Okay, with that, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.